So usually in these videos where I'm like, you don't have to summon on this banner, it's not a good idea. Usually I feel like I kind of have to fight people into being like, no, this is a bad banner. Don't summon on this. Save your Sancors. But I feel like Lasengel is already doing my job for me with kind of how bad the banner is, and also with some of the other write-ups that certain servants you may want to specifically go for get in the future. So they've kind of already done my job for me in making this really easy, but I still feel like I gotta go ahead and make this video because I know there's gonna be one person that's gonna be like, hey, Saber Alter's now available, let me go after her. But I'm like, no. Let me tell you about a better rate up she's gonna get in the future so you can save your Sancors. But before we begin, if you have not already, make sure you leave a like on the video and you subscribe to the channel for that sweet daily FGO content. Also, make sure you peep those links down in the description down below, namely peeping that Twitch link where I stream every weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, primarily FGO. Make sure you come through in those streams so you can check out, ask me some questions, watch us play some FGO, all that good stuff. But without further ado, let's kind of talk about this banner. Now, what is the main reason where I'm like, oh, they're just completely doing my job for me and it's just a complete non-issue to summon on this banner? Well, literally right on the banner, they plastered it in big red words. They basically said, there is no pity on this banner. Now, you may be wondering, why is that a big deal? Why is no pity, going to be a big deal for me to summon on this banner? Well, once they added that into the game, it made it very strong. And I know the pity system in FGO is not the greatest, but it made it very strong for us on the NA version having Foresight. You'll notice a lot of people are saving up for Morgan, Melusine, Koyenskaya, Oberon, because they know that if they save up enough Sanct Quartz, enough summoning tickets, all that good stuff, they can actually guarantee themselves one copy of whatever servant they're going for. It's why I kind of feel like Pity is stronger on NA, because we at least have that clairvoyance. So you're like, okay, if I take the time to start saving and, kind of think about all the Sanct Quartz we'll be getting, all the tickets we'll be getting, I can at least guarantee myself one copy of a servant. It's why I'm saving up personally for Morgan, so I can at least get one copy. If my summons go really, really bad, I at least get to walk away with a guaranteed copy. Never feels good to have to go to Pity. It's not something you want to do, but it is very strong that that you can at least guarantee one copy. And the fact that is nowhere to be seen on this banner, they straight up tell you there is no pity, I think takes a lot of value off of this banner. Because let's say you're even like a whale, right? And you're going to be like, oh, I'll just spend a lot of money and try to get myself an Artoria. Well, you're not going to be guaranteed to get that. And I believe the reason there is no pities because there's like a bunch of split rate-ups over here. Like they've got like 3 5-stars on rate-up and they've got like 7 4-stars over here on rate-up. So like they can't really do pity, I feel like, because they're like, well, which servant will we give you? So I will just not do any pity at all whatsoever. So I feel like they could have just done something like Princess Connect, where Princess Connect allows you to select what servant you want to get gems for whenever you summon. I feel like they could have done something like that, where it's like, oh, do you want to go for pity on Artoria, Mordred, or Altera? They could have done something like that, but they just decided to do nothing at all. So that, in and of itself, I think makes these banners really, really bad. I mean, just in conjunction with also all of the powerful servants that are going to be coming out relatively soon. I mean, we have Miss Crane next month, and arguably Lost Belt 6 stuff happening in that same month or the month after, but relatively around the corner, right? That brings people like Morgan, Balabon Sith, Bargist, you get Melusine, Percival's even pretty decent, you have Koyenskaya, Oberon, all these strong guys that are coming around the corner. And are you really going to jeopardize, like I just talked about, that pity thing where you might be able to guarantee get one of these SSR servants? Are you going to jeopardize that for a chance at getting like Mordred? I don't think so. I don't think that's a very good idea, especially because a lot of these 5-stars are going to be available during the 6-year anniversary. We get a free 5-star during that anniversary, and you can scoop up anybody that you want here for absolutely free. If you're absolutely fiending for waiver, I implore you, just hold out a couple of months and you'll be able to get this guy. If you're absolutely fiending for Ozzy, don't worry, couple of months, you'll be able to get him. Now, where I see a little bit of an argument for summoning on this banner are some of the story lock servants, right? Like Saber Alter, who like really never comes around, and that I can sympathize with people with wanting to get extra copies of, because I, for one, only have one Saber Alter because I picked her up with like the SR ticket we got last year. So believe me, I understand wanting to get more copies, but if you simply just wait, they get other rate-ups, right? And in fact, Saber Alter will have herself a solo raid up relatively soon in the future if you just can hold out, and it makes it very easy for just snagging a bunch of copies of her. I mean, even Emiya Alter, if you really want him, because he does a lot of arts damage, I suppose. One moment, this is future ZTL coming in and talking. Let me just kind of clarify what I'm saying about this. There are other raid ups for a lot of these story limited servants. I know we didn't get this banner, right? We were supposed to get it around, you know, when Odysseus came out for Chaldea Boys. We never got it. I still think it's one of those banners we might be able to see in the future. They might just go ahead and toss this out there if they're ever doing like a road to Lost Belt 7 or a road to the end of part 2. I imagine they could toss this out kind of whenever they want to, right? That's kind of what I'm getting at, but I didn't word it very well because I was like, oh yeah, this banner's definitely coming out. I was like, wait, let me just go ahead and add in a correction to say, no, I'm not Lysengal. I can't confirm if it's ever going to come out, but I think it's something we could see in the future, and I don't think it really demeans the point of like a lot of these story lock servants have other banners that you can go for. So I'm sorry if that caused a little bit of confusion, but you know, just little future ZTL incoming dropping this little nugget over here. He even goes on solo raid up as a story lock servant. So if you could just hold out for some of these guys, you'll have a much better chance of getting them, because not only are they not going to be sharing, you know, 7 slots as the 4-star servant, they're going to be by themselves. And even if you want someone like Bedivere, for instance, who is, you know, on raid up with, for whatever reason, the other 4 3-star servants here, if you just want to wait for, say, like the Halloween banner, I get that not everybody really cares about Napoleon, not really everybody cares about Chevalier, but if you really want Bedivere, this is not a bad chance to try to pick him up, because he'll be on raid up, and you could just do like a multi or 2, and you should be able to cop like 1 to 3 copies, right? And so you should be able to get him to like NP3, NP4, NP5 if you're a little lucky. It should not be all that difficult. Like if you really want to use him, wait for something like this. And this comes out later on this year. You can wait for this event to come and then just snag your Bedivere. And the same is true for a lot of these limited servants. Like I just talked about, Emiya Alter under the story lock servant is also going to be on like this Epic of Remnant banner over here. You could just try to snag him on his solo raid up when he's up over here. If you really want someone like Tristan, I mean, I don't know why you'd really want Tristan. I think he's decent. I don't think he's like that great though, but you can wait for another banner where he comes out on. In fact, I think Tristan goes up with the it's like the Merlin Grail front thing. I think like most of the knights and stuff come back for that. Like Lancer Artoria should also come back for that, and she also should get her buff at that time if I'm remembering correctly. So it's like, this is just not a good banner for them. It's good for them to put out because they're like, oh, maybe we'll catch somebody to summon on it, but it's not a good banner to summon on. I understand why they put it out. I think the intention is okay, where they're like, okay, we're going to do Akihabara, where in theory you need a lot of servants to get through, so let's just put out a bunch of banners so you can just grab a bunch of Gumbliest servants and start using them in some of these like events. But I'm going to tell you right now, the Akihabara event guide is going up tomorrow. You don't need like a whole bunch of servants to get it done. You can do it free to play. You can do it with level 1 servants, right? It's just about time management more than actually having servants. It's not all that difficult to do. I'm going to guarantee you that, because I know I did a lot of those when they came out on JP when I had absolutely no servants. I started playing around the time Akihabara came out, had nobody on my account, and still was able to clear it with like mostly level 1 servants and like a bunch of random servants that were at like level 35 or something, right? So you'll be fine. Don't think you have to summon on this to get specific servants to clear that event. You don't have to, trust me. Event guide coming out tomorrow. I'll make sure you guys are covered. But please, like, get this to your friends. Make sure you tell all your buddies that play FGO. Don't summon on this banner, right? If you want one of the 5 stars, you can get them for free during the anniversary. There are better raid ups for other, you know, story locked servants, right? You can find a banner that they're going to be on and scoop them up. And so it's just better to save your Saint Cord so that you can, you know, hopefully pity one of these servants, especially if you're a free-to-play, right? And you're really saving up because you really want Koyenskaya or something. You can at least like pity get Koyenskaya and make your account a lot better, because then you open yourself up for being able to do buster farming instead of summoning on this banner and you're like, man, I can't wait to get Saber Alter, and then you get like 3 Chevaliers and you got nothing to show for your summons, right? Don't be that guy. Don't be the guy that's going to be disappointed. And if you really have like summoning sickness and you really want to go for somebody, Galatea is going to be coming out on Friday, I believe. So you know, just wait and summon for her. She's actually pretty good, but then again, at the same time, if you're really hurting for a single target art servant, Vlad is right there. He's not bad. You know, you can pick him up with your ticket, but I don't think anybody's going to be like, yeah, I used my 5-star ticket on Vlad, actually, and they're going to feel good about it. You know, you're going to use it on, like, Waver, Tamamo, you know, your Drakes, your Artorias, your Mordreds, probably somebody a little bit more hype. But with all that being said, let me know, I guess, in the comments down below if you fell for it, if you did end up summoning on the banner. At least let me know if you got who you wanted, because I don't wish ill on anybody for their summons. Trust me, I've been there, done that, summoned on very bad banners, and gotten absolutely blasted by the banners. So if you did summon, let me know if it went well for you. But otherwise, let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace, light, guys.